March 1st, 1872, President Ulysses Grant designates Yellowstone as the first national park. March 2nd, 1792, Claude Chappe demonstrates the semaphore telecommunications system in France. March 3rd, 1931, the Star-Spangled Banner is adopted as the US national anthem, whose words were penned by Francis Scott Key during the War of 1812. March 4th, 1837, the city of Chicago is incorporated. March 5th, 1836, Samuel Colt incorporates the Patent Arms Manufacturing Company in Paterson, New Jersey, to follow up on his recently filed patent. March 6th, 1899, Bayer trademarks the pharmaceutical development they call aspirin. March 7th, 1876, Alexander Graham Bell patents the telephone. March 8th, 1817, the New York Stock Exchange adopts its constitution, though it began its existence a few decades prior. March 9th, 1859, Mattel debuts the Barbie doll at the American International Toy Fair in New York. March 10th, 1804, France concludes the sale of the Louisiana Purchase to the United States. March 11th, 1824, the Bureau of Indian Affairs is formed by John Calhoun under the Department of War. March 12th, 1930, Mahatma Gandhi initiates the Salt March in opposition to British monopoly of the commodity. March 13th, 1770, what would be the first U.S. State Chamber of Commerce is established in New York. March 14th, 1794, Eli Whitney patents the cotton gin. March 15th, 1884, the German Empire's Prime Minister Bismarck proposes a bill for accident insurance to compensate workers that are injured. March 16th, 1802, President Thomas Jefferson reestablishes the Army Corps of Engineers at West Point. March 17th, 1958, Vanguard 1 is sent into orbit, becoming the first solar-powered satellite to orbit the Earth. March 18th, 1874, Hawaii signs a reciprocity treaty with the United States. March 19th, 1918, the U.S. Congress enacts the Time Standard Act, formally recognizing time zones and daylight savings. March 20th, 1915, Albert Einstein publishes his concepts on the general theory of relativity. March 21st, 1844, the Baha'i calendar begins establishing the vernal equinox as New Year's Day, known as Náw-Rúz. March 22nd, 1508, Amerigo Vespucci is named the chief navigator of the Spanish Empire by Ferdinand II. March 23rd, 1857, Elisha Otis installed the first passenger elevator in New York City. March 24th, 1900, Mayor Robert Van Wyck breaks ground for the first New York City subway at City Hall, which was to connect Manhattan to Brooklyn. March 25th, 1584, Sir Walter Raleigh receives a patent to found a colony in the land of Virginia. The first settlement attempted was Roanoke. March 26th, 1812, the Boston Gazette coins the term gerrymandering in regards to Governor Eldridge Gerry's redrawing of election districts. March 27th, 1915, Typhoid Mary quarantined for the second time as an asymptotic carrier. March 28th, 1979, a coolant leak in Unit 2 of the 3 Mile Island nuclear reactor results in a partial meltdown near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. March 29th, 1871, Queen Victoria opens Royal Albert Hall to commemorate her late husband. March 30th, 1959, the Dalai Lama flees Tibet for India due to annexation by China. March 31st, 1998, Netscape releases Mozilla with an open